Geothermal energy is being used to grow thousands of gerberas each week in the computer-controlled glasshouse operation of PlentyFlora. Harold Essendam has a long history in horticulture, studying and working at a research centre for flowers in Holland before emigrating to New Zealand to work in the forestry sector. In 2002, Harold and wife Connie set up a gerbera growing operation.
PlentyFlora is about growing gerbera flowers from gerbera plants for the cut flower industry in New Zealand. We're producing those year-round, and in 1995 we immigrated to New Zealand. I was attracted to work for Cardinal Harvey in the forestry and with somatic embryogenesis, manager of the research and production department there. And after 5 years, I think the flower gene came back to me, and we had an opportunity to buy this place, and we started the gerberas from there. Also with the idea of having the contact in Holland. I was working in Holland in the gerbera and cut flower roses breeding on the research side, on the tissue culture side. So I still had the contact with the gerberas. We're producing at the moment around 600 to 650,000 flowers per year. On a weekly basis, you're talking about 14,000, 15,000 in summer, and half of that in wintertime, 7,500, 8,000 in wintertime. The challenges are, of course, both climate as well as the insects around the plants. The market is the other challenge, I think. Changes in the market, changes in structures there. But talking about the crop itself, keep on top of the climate. We've got state-of-the-art New Zealand produced computer system called AutoGrow, and that's working well for us to keep everything in check climate-wise. With insects, of course, we trialed some Persimmilus mites in the past, but they don't like the gerbera so much. They do a little bit, but not enough. So we're still, there's still a dream of mine is to have some predators and biological control in that sense. The access to geothermal is very important, not only from a financial point of view. You're looking at low running costs. We've got 2 bores, so one was already existing, the other one we drilled ourselves. So there was quite a bit of capital involved in that. But the running costs are very low compared to the other growers, definitely. And yeah, having really no carbon footprint there, no burning fossils is very important to me personally. And so I think that's for the future generations is quite important. The gerbera is originated from South Africa. The original gerbera was like this spider type, but way shorter, maybe only 5 centimeters tall, and only a few colors. So you're talking about the Germans starting that breeding program in the early 1900s. The Dutch took it over in the 50s and 60s and really started breeding with it. And also the tissue culture played a role in that in the mid-70s to produce a large scale of plants, because these are all genetically the same, so they're genetically twins. And tissue culture was the way forward also for globalizing the gerbera plant. At the moment, I think they produce around 200 million plants per year, especially in the labs in India and in China, I think. We've got 3 types. We've got the mini types, we've got the standard types, and we've got also the spidery types. We are around 60 different varieties, so there's different shapes, different colors. They don't mind too much cold, but in principle they want a lowest temperature of around 12.5 degrees and a reasonable humidity. They're growing in pots with coconut husk, starting inert, so we're adding the feeding to it. We're adding also trichoderma and seaweed to it at the moment, and that's working well for it. So there's a bioclimate inside the pot, which is working well for the plants.
We supply direct to florists all over, mainly the North Island, because just the freight cost to the South Island, that's getting expensive. We cover from Auckland to Wellington, Taranaki, Hawke's Bay, so the whole of the North Island, and we supply directly to about 60 florists. They have standing orders each week, so we can count on those, which is good, which is a bonus. In the spring and summer we have surplus flowers, and then we use the auctions in Auckland and in Wellington. A lot of our customers come through word of mouth, or they have worked for florists who had already our gerberas. We have never actually had to do a lot of active marketing to get customers on board. They sort of come to us because they heard about the quality of service, which is what we pride on really. And then our website does a lot, not only for florists, also for direct sales to the public. So we also supply directly for weddings. If people want to send flowers to a friend, we can organize that easily, and that's where our website comes in and is a very important tool.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.